Alrighty. I'm here today interviewing Adam with Brain Trust. How you doing today, man?
Doing good, Rich. Good to see you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So today we are going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about AI and recruiting, and we are also talking about how to go ahead. What is this platform called Brain Trust for all the people that don't has not heard about it yet, which I think is a fantastic platform for both people that are looking for a job and looking and people that are looking to go ahead and possibly make some money on the side, connecting candidates to hiring partners, either for themselves or with other people that they know in the industry. So, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah, Adam, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then also tell us a little bit about Brain Trust, how it got started.
Yeah, sure. I'm a serial entrepreneur out here in Silicon Valley. I studied computer science and then moved out here and kind of went from a kind of mediocre programmer to starting businesses instead. So Brain Trust is my fourth venture-backed business. I've started all marketplaces, all in different categories. So my first one was an e-commerce marketplace acquired by Intuit. Second one was an automotive marketplace acquired by Advance Auto Parts. And then I started my third company, Doctor on Demand. Started with Dr. Phil from TV. Started that in 2012. Became the country's largest video telemedicine provider. It's now merged into a new big enterprise healthcare company that will hopefully go public someday. And then started working on Brain Trust back in 2018. And the big idea behind Brain Trust is it's a global talent network that connects tech people, so programmers, product managers, designers, security people, DevOps, that kind of stuff, with companies that need their services, either on a contract or full-time basis. So you can get gig work, contracts, or if you're looking for a full-time role, we've got that too. And about 2,500 companies use it, almost a million registered on the talent side. But there's a lot of enterprise companies on Brain Trust. So big companies like Bank of America, Google, Goldman Sachs, Nike, Nestle, Volkswagen, Etsy, Airbnb, on and on. And so they're really good, high paying jobs, a lot of big ongoing contracts. And so that concept of a talent marketplace is obviously not new. We've seen that before. What's unique about Brain Trust is instead of being owned by a for-profit company that's taking tons of fees out, extracting tons of value, the way Upwork and Fiverr charge all these subscription fees to their talent members, Brain Trust is actually owned and controlled by the talent that make their living on it. And so what's good about that is it makes it the value extraction very minimal. So talent don't pay any fees to be on the service. They sign up, create a profile, get approved, meaning that we can verify your skills and all that. And then clients will pay 15% on top of whatever your hourly rate is. And the way we've been able to grow so quickly is we have a token called the Brain Trust token that is used to power our referral system. So we'll talk about that a little bit later here. We call it the connector program. So if someone like Rich, who's actually one of our best connectors, invites people hiring or talent with his unique code, every time those folks come on and start transacting, Rich is going to get a stream of Brain Trust tokens as his reward, and up to $100,000 worth of tokens per referral. So this can turn into like a really, really great side hustle. And so that's Brain Trust in a nutshell.
Got it. And how do you guys connect the talent with like the people that are on your platform? Because AI seems to be a very big theme for this job board compared to like LinkedIn and Indeed, who isn't they haven't I don't see anything related to AI with these guys yet.
Yeah, that's right. So AI's sprinkled through the whole marketplace, and then we just announced Brain Trust Air a couple of weeks ago, which is like an AI recruiter. So I'll describe kind of all the parts where AI comes in. So first, you're going to come to Brain Trust as talent, and you've got to kind of prove your skills and prove who you are, and AI is a big part of that. It's kind of an asynchronous screening process, and then you're allowed to bid on jobs. And so what will happen is like a job will get posted. Actually, Brain Trust Air now writes job descriptions for our clients based on the role, the hiring company. So it's really seamless. The job gets posted to the Brain Trust marketplace, but it also goes to other job boards like LinkedIn. And then all those applicants start rolling in. Air actually analyzes every single application and decides if that applicant is going to be a good fit for the role or not. And then if it is a good fit, AIR will actually contact, let's say you get 500 applications, let's say 90 of them are potentially good fit. AIR will reach out to all 90 of those folks and schedule a live one-on-one video screen, and then actually conduct the video screen with the talent. And so the talent gets an opportunity to, talk about why they're a good fit for the role. It levels the playing field. It actually lets, like, because most applicants never even get looked at today. So this is like helping your chances, if you're qualified, to actually get this role. And then AIR conducts all those interviews, fills out a scorecard for each one of them, and then hands the hiring manager back the best 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever it is. So it takes that like 6-week timeline for finding a good match for the role and compresses it down to like 2 days. And then another feature we're rolling out for talent in the next few weeks is, at the end of the interview, AIR will give talent a bunch of feedback on the interview and say, like, hey, if you added, this skill to your profile, or, hey, it looks like Photoshop, but you don't have Webflow experience. If you had Webflow, you'd be, twice as likely to get these UX design roles, that kind of stuff. So it gives you like real good feedback after the interview.
Is this something that only Brain Trust is doing, or do you feel like this is going to be the standard in the industry now?
Well, as far as we know, we're the first ones to invent this, and we're the only ones in market with this technology right now. We call it the fully autonomous hiring platform. I'm sure there'll be more later, but right now we're the only ones with it.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And in terms of the connector program, right? What is the connector program? And share, just give us your thoughts on that.
So the connector program is kind of like the ultimate side hustle and I actually would love for you to tell your story about this, because I think it's actually pretty unique. But basically, folks that already have a job, that they're either a recruiter themselves, or they're a product manager somewhere, but they know lots of other product managers that are hiring. That you take your unique code and you take 2 minutes, make an email intro, say, hey, you should check out Brain Trust. Here's all the kind of unique things they do, and you're going to be able to fill your roles in 2 days instead of 6 weeks. Try it out. And then once whoever you refer actually starts using the platform and hiring, you're going to get this stream of Brain Trust tokens sent to your wallet on our platform automatically. And it's like annuity income almost. Like, you make a 5-minute intro. If it works out, you just start getting this stream of tokens back to you, and the tokens are traded on Coinbase.
Oh, I've been very happy with everything the team is doing, and the progress we're making right here. And I haven't checked my account like recently, but it's been I would say it's probably the most effortless income streams that I've been compared to like YouTube and everything else that I'm doing right now, coaching and then course creation. But yeah, I mean, what were the questions that you basically have for me in terms of using the connector program?
Yeah, I mean, so Rich, I think yours is a really interesting story. Like, why don't you tell us more about what Product Gym is? I mean, I think it's like you have this incredible model where you're educating, training all these like, product managers with really practical commercial skills. Then they go out in the world, get really good jobs. They're climbing up the ladder. Then they're hiring. They become VP product or chief product officer, and then they've got these networks. I mean, tell us about your experience there.
Well, actually, I came out of the same tech recruiting agency as one of your team members. I was actually out there in the West Coast offices, and he was actually coincidentally in New York. Now that I live in New York now, but he reached out to me, said that he was working with this new project, and I thought it was very interesting because him and I both understand exactly how inefficient the hiring process is. When we got into the racket, say, gosh, 2014, 2015 was when we were with the company, we were still printing out resumes. So he told me that, basically I wouldn't have to do anything except refer people. So I was actually thinking to myself that this process is quite medieval. Like, do I need to blast an email out there? And he's like, no. He's like, we'd hit them all for you. I was like, oh, that's simple enough. So there's already a list of people we've been around so I was a recruiter for 3 years back on the West Coast, helping companies hire for product managers at a staffing agency. For the last 7.5 years, our number one mission has been helping people that have been interested in breaking into product management make that first transition, equipping them with all the right skills, making sure that their resumes are looking polished, that they understand how to navigate the applicant tracking system, that we prepare them for the interviews, and we're the only program that works with people until they get a job. And we have a bonus promise, which is if you ever need another product manager job again, kind of our unique value proposition in the marketplace was we will get you another job. So this promise was really tested during COVID. When the first 90 days of the lockdown, people were getting laid down, up, down, left, right, and center. We were able to help about 350 plus product managers that have taken our program get a new job within 60 days. And since the tech recession has been happening, we've been helping both the people that we've worked with way back in the past since we've started 2017 and product managers that have experience that unfortunately were impacted by the layoffs. That's our second mission right now, is helping them re-enter the workforce, so to speak, because a lot of them have been laid off beyond the time that they thought that they would be laid off for. So what got me interested in the Brain Trust kind of partnership was a few things. Number one was hiring is highly inefficient. It's medieval, has not changed much since World War II. Um, it really hasn't, because
That's a
we've
good
been
point.
it really hasn't. So I don't feel like the people on the hiring side are getting connected efficiently with people that are looking for a job, even though the talent's out there. And the founder to founder, I think you can really identify with the saying, good help is hard to find. You would think I'm willing to put out 120, 150, 200K. We should be getting rock stars back to back to back to back, but it's not the case. Hiring has gotten longer, it's gotten more inefficient. So I thought that number one, this was a very great way to help people get jobs faster. And I put out my link out there. I've lost track of how many people signed up looking for a job. I think the other value proposition that Brain Trust offers that's really cool is, for some people right now, they're trying to figure out what they're doing, whether they're staying in the city that they're living in, whether they're moving out, moving abroad, trying to stay remote. And the contract opportunities that I've heard from a lot of my members is like, yo, I don't need this 40-hour. I just grabbed a head of product gig in Germany. That was actually one of my members. And they were like, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. So I don't have to be bounded by San Francisco or New York. I've had some people that said because of this platform, they're able to go ahead and actually continue remote work, live abroad. And they were able, another one of my members grabbed a contract over there in Mexico City. But it expedites the recruiting process, and it also offers more opportunities than just the traditional full-time job offers where companies are forcing people to go in office. The second mission that we have is, obviously with lifetime access, we don't want anybody coming back into our program. So you got this full-time job, everybody's been laid off, so everybody's been more overworked than ever, doing about 4 to 7 people's work. So everybody understands that they need to start a side hustle, that they need to have a secondary income stream. But by the time you come back home, you don't have the time, you don't have the bandwidth. We've been around for 7.5 years, so a lot of the people that I used to party with, they now have kids and mortgages. Like, one kid gets sick, the whole family gets sick. They're like, I totally understand. I need to start a secondary income stream. And you're telling me, 200K isn't what 200K was even 4 or 5 years ago. So it's one of the most effortless and streamlined, I would say, side hustle secondary income streams that people can start. And it also doesn't really put their job in jeopardy. Like when you're
Right.
starting like a YouTube channel, or when you're starting like your own course sometimes, or you're starting freelancing, for the most part, 9 out of 10 companies don't care because there's so many people saying a day in the life of a product manager at Spotify, and it's totally cool, right? But like for a lot of other people, they're like, I don't really want to put myself out there like that, or I'm scared. I work at a startup. I don't know how my boss is going to react. This is pretty much secondary income stream, very minimal effort. It's like a George Foreman grill. You said it, you forget it. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I've been connected with 2 team members that I work with directly, or Chris and Alan. They pretty much do all the outreach. They do
Right.
all the conversations. I don't even need to go out there and I don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
basically
We take care of it.
right. I see the tokens come in, and a lot of the people that I referred, because 7.5 years ago they were transitioning the product. Now they're all directors and VPs of product. One of my first members, he's actually one of the VPs of product over there at NBC Universal. He reached out to me. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. You think I can do this?" What they would very much like to go ahead and talk to you because they have so many departments just within NBC Universal, right? So it's an effortless side hustle. It doesn't take that much time. It doesn't take any time actually off of me. Shy of like the 30-minute first time conversation of, this is the game plan, this is how we're going to execute it. This is Rich, this is how you're going to go ahead and get paid. Everything's just done through email. Very simple. So I would say anybody that's either, I think you guys are absolutely changing the game. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for a secondary income stream, either even like being part of a connector or even doing some freelancing work out there, I would say this platform Brain Trust really solves a lot of the pain points that tech talent's having in the marketplace right now.
100%. So if you want to get involved, it's very simple. If you're talent looking for another contract or another full-time role, go to braintrust.com, hit sign up, and then hit talent. If you want to join the connector program, braintrust.com, sign up, connector. And a good way to get started actually with the connector program is there's a feature we just rolled out where you can download your LinkedIn connections via CSV. It takes about 5 minutes, and then upload that CSV to us. Our system analyzes it and determines like who you should reach out to, and then you can do the reach out yourselves. We'll do some of them for you, and you basically set it and forget it, and let the connector program do its work. The tokens start rolling into your wallet. So braintrust.com, sign up there.
Yeah, I think it's probably it's you guys are. I don't see any real like major competition for you guys yet, but I think like considering Steve and I used to be recruiters, a lot of lack of placements is just due to just time. And
Yeah.
we're seeing it right now, like on our YouTube channel, we're posting up every single day. There's hiring managers, you see directors, VPs of products saying, I'm looking for people that's on my
Yeah.
team right now. I'm hiring for this role. And they get a flood of resumes that they now have
Right.
to manually sort.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's a perfect solution. Like if you're hiring, that's a third type here. Like if you're hiring, if you're a recruiter or your recruiting team, if you work for a company that's experiencing this, like, you post a job, you get 500 applicants, like let Braintrust Air sort those for you and interview them for you. And then you'll take those 500 people in 2 days, it'll be whittled down to the best 5 or 10. Then you take those and then you could go screen those 5 or 10 and instead of having to screen 100 people over a month or 6 weeks. So sign up braintrust.com, sign up as a client. We'll get you into the AIR program. If you're a recruiter, either a freelance recruiter or work for a big company, like you should be using this tool. It's going to save you weeks and weeks of time per role.
100%. This is yeah, AI, I think recruiting AI making an impact in recruiting is actually a long overdue. I think a lot of people are really scared of it, but honestly speaking, like having done the recruiting process myself, working at a staffing agency, uh, people don't have time to go out there and do that initial screen. It takes
Yeah.
them 20 to 30 minutes. And then in a marketplace right now where we're constantly changing the product market fit just because we're reacting to the different conditions that the market's just coming up with pretty much on an hourly basis. Every single time you have to update that, like nobody's updating that job description in
Yeah.
real time or even on a weekly basis, right? So it just makes it so much easier for people that need talent on their team ASAP, but
Yeah.
also don't have the bandwidth to stop what they're doing to just get access to the people that they need so they can bring on that help and then go on to solving bigger problems.
Exactly. Yeah. People, I mean, there's been a lot of debate on LinkedIn and YouTube about this. Like, no one should be worried about AI recruiting hurting their job. It's an Iron Man suit or Iron Woman suit. So if you're a recruiter, go get your Iron Man or Iron Woman suit on and show your company that like you're going to use AI to do your job 100 times better. it's not about you losing your job. It's about being enabled to do your job way, way, way faster and better. So if you're a recruiter, you should be using air.
Man. All right. Well, we'll have all of the links in the description. Adam, I really want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day over there in the West Coast to talk about this. I've been very happy working with your team. They've been nothing but just shy of awesome. I'm looking forward to doing more of these. Looking forward to doing more of these YouTube videos with you when you guys have new product launches, man.
Likewise, Rich, we're huge fans of Product Gym. If anyone wants to think about getting into product management, it's an amazing line of work. It's something I've been product manager pretty much my whole life. And if I were starting out of college right now, I would go directly to Product Gym, get my training there, go get a good job, and do the connector program as a side hustle. Rich has been just crushing it there.
Thanks so much, Adam. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Thanks, guys.